Hello, everyone. The voice you're hearing is that of Lily Mae, creator of the Glambitious brand, and I am so excited to bring another dynamic entrepreneur to you. Whitney, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Whitney. I am the owner and founder of Bella Lucy. I am here to help overwhelmed moms prioritize their health and mental self-care wellness without guilt. So that's what I
Wonderful.
do.
Wonderful. And what inspired you to enter this particular industry and support moms in this way?
So I am a special needs mom, as you all may know. So I'm a special needs mom, and I also love self-care. And I see that there's a gap in between not only moms not prioritizing their health and mental wellness, but especially special needs moms. We tend to neglect ourselves because our special needs child needs a lot more attention. So we tend to put ourselves on the back burner a lot more than any typical mom. So I want to make sure that I fill the gap because it's just as important for us to prioritize our health and mental wellness.
Very, very much so. And I know that you assist them with stress management,
Yeah.
diet, nutrition. Like, talk about all of those things, that you support them in as well.
So when you book an appointment with Bella Lucy, it's not just a facial or it's not just a Thai massage. It's a diet and nutrition plan. It's a treatment plan to get you to your skincare goals. So we address that, and of course, healing yourself from within. So we address what you're putting in your body, what you're putting on your body, making sure that you're not using chemicals that's affecting your mood on a daily basis. Of course, like a lot of people like wash their bodies and their face with the same soaps that has a lot of chemicals in it that they've been using for years. So that a lot of those things had play a part in your mood and your mental space. So making sure that that is clear, that your diet, what you're eating, making sure you're eating a good balance of fruit and vegetables. We want to make sure that you're choosing the best options that's for you. And we take it, it's not an abrupt change. I'll walk with you. So it's a lot more than just that 1 hour, 2 hour appointment. I tailor the treatment plan so that we work hand in hand. After the appointment, if you need advice, if you fall short, you can call out to me and I can help you get back on track. So it's not just a facial for me. It's not just skincare for me.
I love that. It's like holistic care for the mom that,
Yes.
has a heavy load basically. And I
Yeah.
know skincare is very, important to you as well. So, just tell us about some of those things as it relates to skincare and just that being a part of self-care. Because I know, like for me, I'm 43 years old and I do not get regular facials. I'm ashamed of myself, right? But that is a form of self-care. So talk about that a little bit.
So my background in skincare, I suffered from eczema for since I was a teen, and it would be so bad that I would be my texture of my skin would be different. I didn't know that back then, and I would be two tone. So in my T zone, I would be so light, and around the outside of my T zone, the rest of my face would be this complexion. So it was always an issue for me. And with that issue, not until me moving from Baltimore to Atlanta and seeing a dermatologist, and they're telling me, like, hey, you know what? The products that you're asking me for to be refilled that you were using prior to this are actually thinning your skin out. So it's helping control the eczema, the dry patches, the itchiness. At the same time, it's taking the layer of skin off and making it thinner. So in all actuality, it's making the my skin barrier thinner, which makes me susceptible to environmental factors, skin diseases, and disorders on top of the eczema that I was already dealing with. So I take that background and that knowledge that I've learned from the dermatologist and from going to school, and I apply it to my treatment room. So a lot of times you see where people have black heads, white heads, that's considered acne. acne is not curable, so a lot of people want to go to Accutane or those things that's those strong steroids and topicals that the dermatologists give you without even consulting a licensed esthetician to see, oh, let me get a skincare regimen. Let me build up my skin barrier so I'm not susceptible to, all these environmental factors that's causing me to have acne, blackheads, whiteheads, uneven skin tone and texture. So I make sure that I address that as well in the skincare. And another big factor, along with diet, nutrition, is stress. And of course, as a mom, living day to day is stressful, and making sure that you're managing your stress is a factor in, and it shows on your skin, because of course it's the largest organ, and if you're not taking care of the organs in your body, then it shows on your skin.
Wow. And I think, a lot of us, especially like the day-to-day woman, is very uneducated about these things, right?
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
it's really good that there's an advocate like you to educate and teach us about the nuances of skincare so that we know, the details that are really going to help our skin thrive, because your skin is beautiful. So
Oh, thank you.
you're a walking billboard for your service. And tell us about the community that you're building. I know you're, really big on skincare education and community building. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm building a community. It was just for moms, but I'm bringing parents in, and I specifically focus on parents because we tend to put ourselves on a back burner for our children when we should be first and refilling our cup and make sure that what we're listening to, what we are seeing and digesting in our bodies is beneficial to the mindset, because of course the energies around you are have a direct correlation to how you feel about you. Take for instance social media. There's a lot of things on social media, but you don't have to like and follow that. So however, what I want to do with my community is make sure that I'm bringing in that space of good things to listen to, good things to read, meditation, sounds, um, more like more of the side of social media. My platform I want to be on Facebook is where I want to build the community. So I want to make sure that I'm giving them thoughtful reads and things to make them feel confident about themselves. So whether they come and see me in the treatment room for an hour or two, um, they can feel that, that safe space. I want them to be able to feel that safe space outside of Bella Lucy Spa. I want them to be able to click onto a space on your phone and be able to see positivity, be able to see like, oh, take reminders of take 3 deep breaths in the midst of whatever you have going on. I want you to have that reminder. So incorporating positivity and inspiring things, and also accountability partners in my community so that we can build a safe space for our parents.
I love that. I think particularly, in this day and time, the community is much needed because there's so much
Yes.
going on in the world. There's so much chaos and uncertainty and separatism that people need community, like-minded women that they can relate to, connect with, support each other. So I love that, you're working on building that. What else is next for you in 2025?
So I'm also building in the midst of building a skincare line, specifically for our skin. And I also have some affirmation cards coming up. I started a series on Instagram called Escape the Burnout, where I bring up people that are inspiring to me and share their story and how they navigate through these times of stress and keeping a balance of self-care, entrepreneurship, 9 to 5, and their daily lives. How do you keep a balance and maintain your mental health? So that series is on Instagram, but I'm transferring it to a podcast so that It's longer and more in depth, and we can really, of course, go back to that mental space of, you may relate to one of those parents or those individuals that come up and share their story, and see how they maintain, see how, oh, I'm in that same position, I'm not alone, and that's the biggest thing with COVID and everything. It had everybody locked down, separated, not wanting to be around people. So many people still feel the effects of that. And I want them to know that you're not the only one going through that situation. There's someone else that you can possibly reach out to, that you can connect with, build friendships. Who knows where it would go? But the start of it is the podcast.
I love that. I love that. Now, share some advice to the overwhelmed, burned out mom that might be tuning in right now, and she's like on her last leg. What advice would you give her right now?
The advice that helps me, I feel like will help you, is there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And this situation is preparing you for the next thing, and you have to get through it. Don't ask for it to go away completely, but what are you supposed to learn from it? So don't give up. Take one more step in front of the other, so that you can get past this and elevate to the next level. It's hard when you're going through it. It's like climbing a mountain. It's hard when you haven't prepared for it. It's hard when you don't utilize the tools that you had prior to then, which is going to the gym, working out, eating right. Before you climbed the mountain, you just went to the mountain. And it's so hard, and endurance is not there. You're tired, you're exhausted, you're like, okay, but you're determined to get to the top, because that's what a victory is. Keep going, because that's what a victory is.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing advice. And not even just for moms, but to anyone. Like, I'm not a mom, but that was great, great advice. Now, share all of your contact information so that everyone can stay connected with you.
Okay, so I am the Bella Lucy Spa on all platforms: Threads, Facebook, and Instagram. YouTube will be coming soon, and that's the Bella Lucy Spa as well. My spa is located off of Roswell Road in Sandy Springs as well, so you can always stop by and see me.
Yay. So I used to live in Atlanta for like 14 years, but I no longer live there. But now I know that when I return to visit, I have a
Mhm.
place where I can come and get a nice
Absolutely.
facial. I love it. I love it. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much for joining us and sharing the encouraging words, not even just to moms, but to anyone that might be watching that may be having a tough season, and then creating like a safe space for moms, particularly moms with special needs kids, to really have support during their challenges. So we definitely are excited to introduce you to our network, and we hope that many of those who've tuned in connect with you. All right, y'all. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, please head over to theglamceo.com to stay connected. We have live events coming up and many opportunities to grow your business. We definitely want you to join us at Essence Festival this summer as well. Again, just
Ooh.
head over to theglamceo.com to stay connected. And thank you for tuning in to the Winning in 2025 podcast.